For centuries, we've been told what to believe about God. But what if everything you have been taught is not the whole truth? What if God is not dead? What if God is not some kind of man sitting on a throne in the sky? What if the real discovery is far closer than you have ever imagined? I promise you, by the end of this video, you will see your connection to God in a completely new light. One that you can never unsee. And I get it. If you grew up like me, you most likely belong to one of those two camps. You either find the idea of a man sitting in the sky judging over people completely ridiculous, and you would rather listen to what science tells you. You only believe what science can prove, and you do not believe that God exists at all. Or you've been listening to religious leaders who have been pointing up into heavens when you ask where you should search God, and you believe that God is distant from you, judging over you, guiding you from afar. And this is not completely without design, because both of those camps keep you in a state of disconnection and dependency. For example, if you do not believe in God at all, you lack this foundational trust in some kind of higher power that is taking care of you, even if you do not find a solution to the current problem within your own mind or within your own capabilities. And if you believe that God is separate from you, a distant power that is judging over people, you constantly have to appeal to this force that is outside of you, giving away your responsibility, giving away your power to something outside of you. And when God is separate from you, it's easy for a middleman to swoop in and tell you, God is this, God is that, and you have to perform this or that action to appease God. You see, when God is distant from you, it's also very difficult for you to find this connection. And when you do not find a connection, you actively search for this middleman because you believe, oh, this middleman has the connection to God. They can tell me what I should do. They can tell me how I can find God. And this is how religions came to be. And this is very interesting because even in religious texts, we find all of the signs that if we want to search for God, we have to start to search within us. For example, in Luke 17:21, it tells you the kingdom of God is within you. And here it gets interesting, combining this with the Hermetic principle of mentalism. All is mind. We know that the mind space, consciousness, inner space is within us. So the kingdom of God is mind space, is consciousness. And if we go one step further, we see that God is consciousness and that we all, having a conscious mind, are merely a small fraction of God, of global consciousness. And this is also underlined by Psalm 82:6, where it says, I have said that you are gods. And we will get to this we being gods part in a little bit. The law of mentalism also says that all is mind. So nothing exists outside of mind, outside of consciousness. So nothing exists outside of God. This also means that we must be part of God's, because there is nothing outside, there's nothing separate from God. You see, God is not a being somewhere in the sky. God is all being, the mere fabric of existence. And you are part of it, as well as God is part of you. There is no separation. It's one and the same thing. And every act of creation is God expressing himself through you, through his children. And lots of spiritual and religious texts call us the children of God. And if you look in nature, every child inherits the properties of their parents, meaning that we inherit the properties of God, being gods ourselves. And if God is their creator, we, his children, are also creative beings, inheriting the creative spark, being able to choose, to manipulate, to manifest reality to our wishes. And every act that we create, manifest, is the expression of God. We being tools of God, being the creative tools that He uses to shape the world, to shape the universe, to shape reality itself. And this is both empowering but also a big responsibility, because you have the power within yourself to shape your reality. And with that, the reality of everyone around you. And you have the responsibility to shape your reality to your soul's desires, to create the best possible experience for the part of God that lives within you. And with that, the best possible experience for God experiencing Himself through you. And before I let you in on the secret success formula of God that is written in the Bible, let me know in the comments below, what is your creative mission? Which kind of reality are you creating to create the best possible experience for the God within you? And now to the success formula of God. And it can be directly found in Genesis 1:28. So the formula itself is actually quite simple, but following it might be a challenge for some. It's be plus do equals have. And if you go to Genesis 1:28, you will read, be fruitful and multiply. So align your identity, your inner state with divine abundance. Follow your soul's mission and identify with your soul, with who you really are. Then do fill the earth and subdue it. So you have to perform aligned action. Be creative in the world. Follow your creative mission. That's the action part. Equals have. Have dominion over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and so on. So if you identify with who you really are, with your mission, if you perform aligned action, you will have abundance. And you will naturally follow this formula as soon as you found out your heart's, your soul's creative mission here in this life. And this is actually where most people fail, because most people nowadays try to have without be and do. They try to have things without identifying themselves with their soul's mission, without performing aligned action that is required to be the creative tool that God requires you to be. You see, God's creative order is always identity, action, manifestation. And this is also why life does not happen to you, life happens through you. Because when you start to create your desired reality, where your soul leads you, you take part in God's game of creating this reality, of creating this universe. And trust me, you will be rewarded for it. We give God new experiences, adding to the riches of the all, and along the way creating the life that our soul desires, living our best life possible. Every creative act, every act of love expands divine expression. The discovery of God within you is not about worshipping from afar. It's about remembering who you really are, your divine nature. Embody God's success formula. Be plus do equals have. And consciously create your life. Because when you create your desired reality, you create new experiences for God. And God is smiling when He is experiencing Himself through you.